All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, October 13th, 2011. We're going to do a quick recap of the morning's trades. Quickly, we are down one tick. Got to take a slip here, apparently, on the ES, and we are up one tick on the YM. I ended up missing half an hour or so of the morning session, and so I think I missed some YM trades. There wasn't much to go with today, so I did trade what was there for the ES trades. Okay, coming out of when the market opened up this morning, the BBC was inside the box. When it finally got outside the box over here, this was the bubble right here, and it had already been used. Right here, that bubble had already been used. Then the market started to change directions a little bit, but it didn't quite make it. We got back in the box here. Finally got out of the box again over here. We had a bubble down here. We pulled up to the BBC. We took that trade right there, and we ended up getting a break even on it after it had 5 ticks profit in it. We took a break even. The trade did go on to the profit target. Then we were looking for the next opportunity. We could not take this trade in here because there is a weekly trading zone right below us, so we didn't trade in that direction at all. The BBC went right back inside the box and stayed in there for some time. We had over here, I actually made a mistake on this trade. We had the bubble down here. This is the spot where it should have been used, but the BBC was not outside the box. I accidentally took it right here, and I made the full 2 points on that. But there was really no trade there. But as we moved along here, we were outside the box here, but there was no trade. We had a little bit of a bubble, but there was no trade here because of this area right here, and we were right inside a weekly trading zone. All right, over here we got down below the zone. Price got below it, and we pulled back into it. I took this short right here, thinking that it was going to keep going down, bouncing down from the zone. It went right back into it and stopped me out. Now, right about here is where I had to check out of the morning session for about 10 or 15 minutes. Or actually for the rest of the morning session, but there were no more trade opportunities in there this morning. As we progressed forward a little bit here, we had this right here. We had a bubble. This was during the break. We had a bubble with a pullback down to the BBC. This right here would have been a good valid trade right here, and that went on to the profit target. All right. There was another one right over here that I believe would have been a break-even trade because it went up to plus a point. If not a break-even trade, you'd still be in that one as we speak. That was the 4-tick range ES this morning. Okay, so we ended up, because we had 1 tick a slip on the one that lost, we ended up minus 1 tick over there on the morning. Now on the YM, this was the YM this morning. We had a bearish cross right here, and we were following this down, and I got distracted by something, so I didn't have an order on over here to short. This right here was the spot to short the market with the YM. I'll mark that here. I'll mark that. And that would have been a valid YM short trade right there. I would have been looking for the MA1 right here. Price obviously dropped right through the MA1. Then price started to pull back up here where we were in between zones here. I don't know where we are right now with respect to the zones, but on the YM we were in between zones, about 100 points above and 100 points below, roughly. And we had a bullish cross right here, but the price never pulled away from the BBC to give us an opportunity on the long side. Same thing here on the short side. Over here it did pull away, and I did take the long trade right here, but I ended up getting out at break even on this trade. And then the price dropped here. It dropped down through the BBC. Again, this was a spot where I wasn't here. I wasn't able to watch it. On the pullback right here, this would have been a valid short trade. You would have been looking for it to get down to the MA1, which it did right here. Okay, I did not take that trade. Then price moved up again. Right here, the first pullback after the move up was right here. That would have been a good trade. The thing that I wouldn't have liked about that trade is the distance between the MA1 and the BBC was not very much. There wasn't much room in there, and usually that's where you're going to make your money, right in that area. Okay. And that is that. Now, I have to cover the options part. Let me bring that up. Yesterday, we had said the 1210 calls. All right, and at one point yesterday, they were up at 22. We had recommended them at 16 to 17, and they made it up to 22. I had sent an email out overnight saying that if price consistently closed down below 1193, I think is what I had said, we would probably be thinking about going on the put side. We were looking today for a confirmation on the put side, and we never got it. Okay, we never got the confirmation on the put side. But the calls they're looking pretty weak right now. So I don't know if anybody's still holding those. I doubt if anybody's still holding those. Yesterday there was a chance to make about 29% or 28%, something like that, intraday on them. But as of right now, I'll try to bring them up if I can. The option chain, here it is. The 1210 calls. Hang on, this is just the near. We got to do all. And I'll show you what the 1210 looks like. Oops, I went too far. Alright, the 1210s are now trading at 9.5 by 10, with the last at 10.25. Yesterday they were as high as 22. So that's what we're looking at with those right now. We're not looking for any option trades right at the moment. We're sort of favoring the put side, but we don't have a confirmation on the put side yet. Okay. And that, I believe, was our morning's trading. We're about to get a YM short over here. Again, this area right here, this weekly trading zone, 87.88. The price has been in and around that all morning, so that's it's been a little bit of a problem for us this morning. All right. Guys, on that, I'm going to wrap up the recording of the recap for this morning, and we'll get back to our noontime show.